Hi, Hawk Nation. Today we are going to be reading Sweeping from Red Scarf Girl. Kneeling on the broken bamboo stool under the window, I peeked anxiously through the curtains. It had rained yesterday, a cold, day-long autumn rain. The leaves and scraps of paper were stuck to the pavement of the alley. Grandma was sweeping slowly and carefully. She held the long broom handle tightly against her, and her whole body swayed back and forth as she struggled to clean the pavement. I wished that she could sweep faster. Although every single neighbor and classmate knew what had happened to my family, I could not bear to have them see Grandma sweeping. I heard a moan and turned around. Mom was lying on the straw mat on the floor behind me. Her face was colorless and hollow. Her temples were gray. Yesterday she had fainted again. A few weeks after the ransack, I could still hardly recognize our home. It had become a barren warehouse. Our beds were straw mats on the floor. Our few clothes were in a packing crate Ji Young had found on the street. Our table was the lid of a crate laid across two benches. I turned back to the alley. Grandma leaned stiffly over to scrape up a stubborn piece of newspaper that would not come off with the broom. I winced as I watched her bend her swollen knees and slowly straighten up again. Life was very hard, so hard that I could hardly breathe sometimes. I not only needed to manage our limited income and take care of Mom's bad health, I had to bear the stares and the gossiping of our neighbors and attend the study sessions at school. But these were not my biggest worries. The worry of tomorrow haunted me constantly. I worried that Grandma would be sent to the countryside, as other landlords had been, and would be punished by the farmers there. I worried that Mom would be detained for attempting to help Dad. I worried that Dad would be beaten to death for his stubbornness. I worried that Ji Young's temper would get him in trouble, and that Ji Young would be so frightened that she would never laugh again. Worst of all, I worried that by not hiding the letter well enough, I had ruined our lives forever. Sometimes I had thought of running away, joining a student re-education troop in a distant province. Sometimes I had thought I did not want to live. It was Mom who had stopped me. 5 days after the ransack, Mom was still very sick. I was helping her wash her hair. "Ji Li," Mom said suddenly, "if anything happens to your grandma and me, remember, you're the oldest. Make sure you take good care of your brother and sister." I felt tears in my eyes. "Mom, what are you talking about?" Mom sat up straight and opened her eyes. "You know our situation. Anything can happen." She paused before she said, "Maybe we should let my sister adopt Ji Yun. Your aunt's family has no bad connections. Maybe Ji Yun would be better off." "No!" The cry jerked out before I knew it. "Mom, don't, please. I'll take care of both of them, I promise." As soon as I said it, I realized that I had made my promise to them, to everyone in my family, long ago. I had promised during the days that Grandma and I had hidden in the park. I had promised when I had not testified against Dad. I had promised when I had hidden the letter. I would never do anything to hurt my family. I would do everything I could to take care of them. My family was too precious to forget and too rare to replace. Grandma lifted her head and stretched her back. I ducked behind the curtain so that she wouldn't see me. Every day I watched until she finished. When I was 7, Grandma watched and waited for me at this very window when I walked back from school every afternoon. Now it was my turn to watch her and take care of her. I no longer worried that she was a landlord's wife. She was my grandmother. Once my life had been defined by my goals: to be a Daju Dujang, to participate in the exhibition, to be a Red Guard. They seemed unimportant to me now. Now my life was defined by my responsibilities. I had promised to take care of my family, and I would renew that promise every day. I could not give up or withdraw, no matter how hard life became. I would hide my tears and my fear for Mom and Grandma's sake. It was my turn to take care of them. The clouds dispersed and the sky lightened a bit. Grandma picked up her broom and turned stiffly around to come home. Another day. I took a breath and shook my head. I will do my job. I will.